Hey, Traders. Welcome to episode 869, I think, of the show. It's Friday. You could be going out doing something, but you're here. Appreciate it. Just stopping by. Normally like once a day to just try to update and give a little clarity on what Bitcoin's price action's been doing over the past 24 hours. Maybe talk about what else has happened across the markets, where it seems like tech is beginning to correct after a stupendous run. Major indices all down about 1% or so. Wasn't too bad, but really it was just tech that pulled a lot down. And then healthcare actually did it okay today. Industrials did. The top performer is like John Deere, Deere and Company, and then Gilead Sciences that we looked at that chart many times, and it was just range bound. It finally broke out of a channel, and really not much follow through after that. And now it's up. It's up 4% today, with Hasbro being the loser of the day. The toy company, and AMD close second. Nvidia like fifth. Charles Schwab also got wrecked. So banks. So, crypto pretty quiet. Bitcoin's not moving much. Still in that, I don't know, bear flag or maybe Bart Simpson. We don't know. It's close to a coin flip, whatever happens, okay? Contradicting variables. Because the daily, negative memo just continues to build. And you could, as long as you have a candle close above 91.50, eventually when the real pivot happens, which we don't know yet, you could have hidden bullish divergence, but that could easily get invalidated if this consolidation does dump. Still in the uptrend, as you can see. There may be descending broadening wedge, and as you can see, look, impulse down, then upsloping consolidation. No movement yet, right? They say, all right, you lost all your negative momentum, now you're in positive momentum, and there's no price action. What? Reverb? God dang, dude. Are you kidding me? Why was that stupid effing thing on, man? Sorry, whatever, dude. F it. I don't even care anymore. All right. Descending effing broadening wedge, and we don't know if it's going to break down or up. This is pathetic. No price action has happened yet, right? The positive memo is like nothing. Normally, when you go to positive momentum territory, you're supposed to start climbing on higher prices. There's no higher prices, just sitting here. So above 96.50, which is support resistance, who cares, back from 2018. Right there. Great. Just gonna act like I'm doing a static video today. Yeah, I shaved my beard because I don't give an F. Okay. So, high of the day was like 97.69, and even that's pathetic. You couldn't even test 9,800. There are not many buyers right now. It's the weekend, so yeah, there could be effery that goes on, but it's all going to be low volume, whichever way you go. So, hey, have fun going long on or short on this, where there's some bullish signals on the 4 hour, maybe, but that's a pretty violent dump. It's a slightly lower low than the previous low, hence the divergence, but you're not getting the divergence while you're oversold. It's just, this could easily, like, price action starts really selling off. This could go just invalidate any kind of divergence easy. All right, you could sell off again and end up getting triple MACD bullish divergence or something, right? Where we go down to 93.30 again, or even 91.50, you get more divergence on the 4 hour. So, I don't know, man. There were areas of value on Bitcoin before, you know that, but not really so much now. It's now like coin flip stuff going on Bitcoin. Anyway, sorry about the echo. It happens. It was on from yesterday. Okay. So actually Litecoin is up somehow on the day. Look at that before Ethereum. Wow, look at that. Bullishly engulfing right now. 23% retrace from the low to high. And no real lower. I mean, hidden bullish divergence, very real right now. I mean, if you get any kind of follow the price action, look, a low on price, clear discernible kind of swing low, and then you've got another low that's higher, a higher low, and you have much higher levels of negative momentum as impending price action continuation to the upside. That's what that signifies. So if this is it, I mean, you can't have Bitcoin dump. If Bitcoin dumps, this is all just going to be erased. It's going to be like whatever, and then Litecoin's just going to follow behind Bitcoin with lower prices. Okay, so whatever. But yeah, great. That's good. That's what you want. You eventually want to bottom out, but let's see, what in linear? See, in linear scale, from the low point to high point, you have hit a 38% retrace, the golden zone. It's off here because it's set for log scale, but that has hit. So maybe some market participants, which I don't know how, unless they think that Bitcoin's going to go up, some market participants perceive value here on Litecoin somewhat, enough to make it reverse and start to engulf and be up 5.28% today, where most altcoins haven't done much anything. You got ICX up a little bit, Monero, Ethereum Classic's up 6% after selling off pretty hard. BAT's up 3%, but hey man, whatever. It's a potential reversal area, but it doesn't mean that it's going to go to much higher price. It just means it's going to reverse here, and I guess we have to find out if there will be demand. You know, and you could probably some sort of diverging trend line stuff, maybe, or a flag, you know, whatever. You could try to make this into something, whatever it is.
Who are you? And what have you done with Mitch's beard?
What's up, Smiley Man? Nothing. I mean, I just felt like shaving it. I get tired of it, man. It takes so much work. It takes more work to have a beard and not look homeless than it takes to just shave every day. So, thank you, man, for the patriotic contribution. It's the weekend, man. We did it. Can you, like, not spam? Thanks. Okay, so depending on which way you look at it, in log scale, it's only 23%. In linear, it's 38%. So yeah, it could reverse here. If the hidden divergence is going to play out, there you go. But you just got to think about Bitcoin. Does someone perceive that Bitcoin's going to rise to the upside? Because that's the only way Litecoin's hidden bullish divergence is going to play out. For sure. Okay. Ethereum, forget about it, man. It didn't even, in log scale, I think in linear scale it did. Yeah, in linear scale it hit a 23% retrace, 25, but it never hit a 38% retrace at $222. Anyway, so still at that resistance, making higher lows, about the same highs. Very strong. I mean, it's not retracing really at all.
Considering picking up AMD, it's finally pulling back. How does its chart look?
There was a clear upthrust in log scale of an uptrend, and you know, according to David Weiss and his rendition or interpretation of Wyckoff and stuff, like the book, you know, when you break out of those upsloping channels to the upside, oftentimes it's going to upthrust and fail and break back into the channel. So we'll look at AMD right after this. Thanks, man, for the threes. So very, very minor retrace, shallow as F, not even 23% in log. So sure, the wave could continue on if Bitcoin continues on, but gonna be real tough for Ethereum to climb very high at all if Bitcoin starts selling
My
off.
wife will divorce me if I shave my beard.
Oh yeah? Hey, at least you got a wife, dude. So congrats on that. Thanks, man, for the threes. Okay. So common retrace areas way down here, 165 to 203. Forget about it. You gotta wait for Bitcoin to dump if you want value. prices on Ethereum. There is no value price here. It's super strong. Barely any selling. All right, AMD, again, the second largest loser of the day on the stock market, S&P 500 or whatever. Huge. Look, here you got the upthrust. You'd broken out yesterday, and it's like, Jesus Christ, right? I mean, pretty much. Also, from the high point to low point, you exceeded the 1618, the golden mean ratio in log scale. That's stupid, dude. Stupid extended, right? And yeah, huge red candle. You're back in the channel now. So you're looking to buy some. I would wait a while on this. I mean, normally this isn't just it. If the sell-offs to continue Monday, which I think it probably will, and this is just because if you know the history of Thursday, Friday sell-offs, they often bleed into Mondays, the next Mondays. So we could probably see lower prices in tech on Monday, unless the stupid PPT inflated market stuff happens, which it could. But you'd think with such a weakness going into a weekly close, we'll get follow through. Got the weekly here. How the weekly close? Well, chat, can someone tell me what this is? It's kind of like two things, but this is a weekly candle. Tell me what this is. I will kind of accept two answers here. I think it's two different things. So give me the two answers. One answer's good, but if you give me the two right answers, I'll be extremely impressed with somebody who's like this and this. Could be one or the other, but probably both. I'll tell you this, on AMD, on the weekly, this is a bearish freaking reversal Japanese candle. And look on the weekly, this is a definite bearish divergence. Sorry, this shouldn't be showing because it's for the daily. But that's divergence right there, a high, a slightly higher high, lower levels relative strength. Still overbought. Something to do with space? Anybody? There we go. SSG. But I think someone else said it. Leonard said it first. Way first. So, okay. Seeing if anyone could say both in a sentence. Like say this and that. No. It's not right always stacking. Spinning top requires large wicks on both sides, not just one. Okay, whatever. I mean, that's good. We've got some good guesses in here. So you could people answered correctly on both, right? So it's a shooting star and it's a bearish pin bar. Both. Those are both bearish reversal candles. So follow the price action next week. Seems very likely with a candle like that. It would be really weird for this to just keep going up, no problem, with no follow through. Even if next week it follows through and we get a red candle, then it reverses, okay. But that's not a good candle for a weekly close. Sorry. Okay, here's your AMD. You want to get in? Just wait, man. I mean, you have to. Like, I get FOMO and huge runs up and all that stuff, dude, but it's not a value area. Okay. I want to look at the futures, the S&P 500 futures real quick, because this is fascinating to me. I think this is gorgeous. I freaking love it, man. Why is that off? That doesn't make sense. No? Why is that not? I could have sworn it was perfect. I guess not. I don't know, maybe my mobile was messed up or something, but I could have sworn that we hit the 1618 like the Jesus man, and that's where we started selling off. But if you look at log scale on Bitcoin with anchor point 1 and 2 on the bottom, and then just 1 on the top, we're just skating along the supply line. Look, resistance, slightly up thrusting. So, You get it, right? And, you know, of course, I think there's probably some sort of ascending, broadening wedge to diverging up sloping trend lines. And you might be partial rising right now. Oh my God. So, there was definitely bearish divergence on the RSI. The continuation from 1, 2, and then 3 here. So buyer exhaustion looking very real on the daily RSI. The high to the higher high, lower levels RSI. Okay. So we could get follow through next week. I mean, look where the upsloping support is, all the way down at like 32.50. So we could get another $100 drop or so. Let's see.
Then we look at when I called a breakout of the ascending triangle, hitting all-time highs. Nice steady uptrend.
Sure, Varese, thanks for the 3s, man. Yeah, dude. Crazy. Unstoppable. Wind Moon. Oh, Wendy's? What the? Sir, this is a Wendy's restaurant. Looking for a hot and juicy redhead. Jesus, dude, look at this. The Wendy's company. Daily. Pretty much like that. Then you maybe would adjust a little bit, you know, to the bottom. After the, you know, springs. So huge uptrend on Wendy's. I mean, you know, I know we could include a lot of this stuff here, but I'm just looking at, look, man, after this huge run, I started with the anchor points. So forget all this back here. Just think about after the run, what, you know, the consolidation or just the channel started becoming like that. So anchor point 1 and 2 on the top and 1, 2, 3 on the bottom. Okay. And so what are you doing? You're near the top of the channel again. A supply line, potentially, again, log scale. So insane. We look at Fibonacci. High to low. You're at the 1272. I mean, you closed at it today. Look, 23.98, 23.94. You hit it perfectly. 4-cent pullback. After touching it, closed. So, very high risk, overbought now on the daily for the first time since September 2019. And yeah, I mean, the next target will be 24.59. After that, I think the upsloping resistance, that supply line, and then the golden mean ratio is 25.51 up here. So you're asking me on a blue sky breakout where Wendy's is going next. I mean, we can do fib extensions, but that's all I can do is just give you those fib extension targets. 24.59, 25.51 the next ones. You've hit one, so we could reverse next week. And look right here. You had a break hook. You didn't really go with an engulfing, but you definitely went. So could come back to back test that one day soon. 22.84. But this is a big breakout, man. And unaffected by any kind of selling today, obviously in tech. But I mean, the major indices dumped a little bit too. So, okay, there's your Wendy's, man. Insane. Some of the altcoins, it seems like, are moving up a little bit right now throughout the stream. Noticing percentages are going up, they're going down, whatever. Okay. How's the RX doing? Since we looked at it last night, it looks so promising. It's up 3% now today. Not looking that great, right? I mean, you don't really want to make a lower high here. You really want to pivot soon and go. Otherwise, it's just going to be trash and just dump again. I mean, even here, like, you could look at this like a double bottom. You could look at this like a dragon, man. I mean, just think about it, right? The head, the foot, the hump, the other foot, you just anchor like that, and you broke out of that too. So maybe you back test it first before going. But either way, man, this is a low risk, high reward opportunity. It seems like, you know, based on the pattern that's developing, the bullish divergence that's happening on the 4 hour, but it won't mean anything if Bitcoin dumps. Literally nothing. Just like all these altcoins. If the potential pattern was to play out, I mean, you know, first you'd test 35 cents, but the measured move would put you around 36.5 cents. Okay, the Bitcoin futures obviously closed and stuff, but I was asking about gaps. So there's an unfilled gap right here. 10,235 could fill, and if we got some sort of Bart Simpson square up, you'd fill. You know, I mean, but you create another gap. I mean, if you do it on the weekend, it doesn't really work, right? So it's going to happen in the week, because if it happens on the weekend, it's just going to gap up, right? So, but look where it's at, and no higher right now. Look where it closed, below a critical historical resistance. Closed at it. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of just right at it, man. So gap there. I mean, then there's a gap down here. So it could go either way.
Hey Mitch, what do you think the stock market will do if Bernie wins the Democratic nomination?
I don't know. They're all, you know, pretty much terrible for the stock market, you know? I mean, I think. So I would feel like it wouldn't be surprising. I mean, I feel like he's kind of the front runner, and you know, people want free stuff and he wants to give free stuff. So, you know, people don't understand, you know, capitalism is based on freedom, you know, and you give up freedom for security. So, but a lot of people don't care. And we could get way more in depth with stuff that I would love to talk about, but I'm not going to on this stream because this is not about politics. But I don't know what the stock market's going to do if he gets elected in the primaries as the, you know, the Democratic nominee. I don't know. I feel like most people think he's going to win anyway, so maybe it's baked in. I don't know. Thanks for the threes. Okay, so gaps everywhere. You know, bear flag plays out. You could hit the 9,055 gap. If Bart Simpson's up 10,235. Did a vote yesterday. This is what y'all think. Most of y'all think that Bitcoin is not. I mean, the flag that is showing is going to be a fake out, and it's going to break to the upside to, you know, square up 10,150 or something. And then 38% of y'all thought that we would, you know, it'd be a bearish continuation pattern and would break the downside, which wouldn't be that weird because of where we are relative in the retrace. It's very, very shallow. Bitcoin's only retraced 23 to 25% total so far. Okay, so, you know, if you tip me and you don't ever bring up politics, you're doing me a solid, you're doing me a favor. But if you do, well, as you can see in the live chat, many people who hate America, okay, are gonna talk crap. Like, whatever, dude. Thanks, man. We're here for charts. Politics is unwinnable. Like, you can't win. So, that category anyway. So BAT is engulfing, you know, kind of like Litecoin. seems like hidden divergence still in the works, could be starting to play out. It's all on Bitcoin, man. It really is. So Bitcoin breaks the upside. BAT's going to have a nice run up again. What I really like about BAT is it actually got to a reasonable retrace from the low to high of 50%. You know, where Bitcoin not doing that at all. You know, Ethereum not doing that at all. Litecoin not even doing that. I mean, so at least for the sake of the altcoins, they've had much deeper retraces where people might perceive value. So I guess we can be thankful for their volatility to Bitcoin price action. Like EOS, how deep did it retrace? Pretty freaking deep, man. It went down to very critical supports. I mean, VeChain, the whole trade that played out, it went all the way down and then some. But yeah, again, alts are starting to climb a little bit. You know, Bitcoin's right above 9,700. There's some sort of crazy price action. You know, in this past 4-hour candle, 95.67 low. And the high was 97.35. So, I mean, I think, man, I really do think that I don't care about this sell-off on altcoins and stuff. I think eventually when Bitcoin does find its bottom, it's going to be a higher low than like 7,500. And that's all that really matters, because then we'd be able to identify a higher low on the weekly. And that's like the composite man, right? This is composite man stuff, I think, where you had this deep low back February 2019. You created this huge harmonic pattern, and you're double bottoming at the PCZ. And if this double bottom's higher than this low, I think that's great. I think this could have a multi-month plus uptrend in time. And wherever the correction or whatever this pullback is, whenever it ends, I think it's going to run to attempt to break 52-week highs. Maybe not 52-week highs, just because, you know, that this was kind of an anomaly, I think. I can't remember. It was a little different than Bitcoin. Yeah, this was like correcting when Bitcoin was still running. I think it got like a head start, or it started outperforming Bitcoin. Then Bitcoin caught up, and this thing, yeah, again, started correcting early. So anyway, I do think it would come to backtest this rally's high in time whenever Bitcoin decides it's going to pivot, make a higher low, and run again. Probably not a conspiracy. I'll read some chat, man. Most of it's politics, so whatever. Okay. That's cool, man. I don't know, man. It's like I'm here, you know, it's Friday and Bitcoin's not doing much. Altcoin's not doing much. Tech sell off. Stock market sell off a little bit, right? Man, look at that. That's insane. So it looks like it's right there. That old demand line. You closed. I think you broke it today. I think you tested it maybe yesterday, and now you did break it on a close. You just got your first level of negative momentum since February 6th, and we could see some follow-through price action and more negative momentum building. And yeah, remember the divergence on the futures. We'll see her on the spot price too. Cool. So if you break this, you would think that, I mean, there are many gap fills. Good God. One gap fill here. Here's another one. Those are just in the general vicinity. The next one's 32.98, 32.50 are targets if this demand line was truly broken and we get some follow-through price action on Monday. Okay. Yeah, go to a chart that's not sad. Gold. Told y'all, man. It's like there was no resistance till 1640. You're at 1643. Say it, man. Gold, the mini resistance, you've broken it. You're above it right now. I mean, where you are is no man's land. I mean, the next major, I get these minor overhead resistances, yeah, like, you know, one at nearly $1,700, but the main area where traders settled up, those peaks, I mean, it's 1,800 almost, 1,791. I think that's the next real target. There could be another crazy run up time, but this is a beautiful uptrend gold's been in. DCA and golds. Awesome. Okay. Got like 20 minutes till the daily close. I'm gonna do my best to stick around for that. Look at that, XRP underperforming all their altcoins today. It's kind of, you know.
I know you don't usually make recommendations, but is there any stock that you are keeping an eye on, maybe that has been killed due to the corona?
Not really, dude. No. Not really, man. Thank you for the threes. Haven't really been, I don't know. No. Sorry, man. Not feeling it today. I'm out of it. And, yeah. So, XRP, dude. You're below critical resistance, where you need to be above it. But again, I mean, how often have you failed like a scrub to break? You can't. It's like impossible for XRP for some reason to break above 28.6 cents and stay above it for more than like a few days. It's awful. So I don't know what you tell me. I don't know what you want me to tell you about XRP besides, if you can't break above 28.986 cents, you suck. And you'll probably, I mean, unless it just randomly, miraculously does break it, you're going probably back down to 25 cents again. Especially if Bitcoin sells off. If Bitcoin sells off, forget about it. XRP is done, dude. It's done. Right? We were fortunate enough to get in on a trade right before the breakout for it to hit the first target of the trade setup, and then it dumps down to pretty much stop loss territory. So it was like you had a chance with it, and it was over. It came and then it went real fast. So cool. So Engine had that mainnet launch that propelled it up 20% at one point in the week. It got all the way up to almost 17 cents. Pull back, no.
Can you look at NVIDIA and say thank you?
What's up, Anon? Thanks for the 420. Yeah, NVIDIA closed right at previous all-time highs. Like right at it. I mean, I'm talking to a T. Right? Up thrusted, gapped up, filled the gap with a candle close today, which is good, I guess. But there's another gap down here, man. Gap all the way friggin' 270. So if tech and semis continue on, get follow the price action with the selling that happened today, then we could very well see 273 on NVIDIA again, an up thrust. It could maybe turn into a double top, a huge double top on the weekly. But eventually you'd think that if it does come down here, I mean, look, man, sorry, this is log, my bad. There's like a demand line down here. Maybe it eventually touches that and then runs again. It just all depends on the macro. Like, is the top in? Well, it seems like a lot of people are screaming that it is. People are saying that the stock market top is in. It's like, okay, man. Okay, good luck. Because, I mean, yeah, you pull back 3 to 5% and then you just go again later. So besides that, I mean, there's not much. I mean, if you want there's only one pattern on the weekly, and then it could just be the bearish deep crab. But again, we'll see here. I can't even see. Look where you closed, man. Scaling in. Here's the wick right there. So we have, for the first time on Nvidia, despite how great it was intra-week, it pulled back. It was very weak close, but despite all that, for the first time, you know, since back here in October 2018, you have a candle close confirmation breakout. Wow. So maybe you'll get volatile price action, but not if the macro sucks on this coronavirus crap. If that's even the case. I mean, it could be, but they might just be the media trying to make sense of the sell-off, which we were talking about. Futures were at a 1618 fib extension with bearish divergence on the RSI. So it's like, okay, media, keep trying to find reasons, but it might just be all technical. Okay, I mean, it's not like, has anyone seen Space or, you know, Virgin Galactic and Tesla, what they're doing? I mean, it's just, did you know that the S&P 500 and tech and assets can pull back? What? You'd only know that if you were a market participant before all the insanity happened. Okay. What were you wanting or something? Oh yeah, devastated, destroyed. It's okay though. I think I've looked at this one before. It's like a huge inverse head and shoulders of some sort. But yeah, earnings will kill it, man. I mean, and it's not even over. Not even over at all. Where, yeah, like left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then another higher low, more accumulation. You run up, you hit all-time highs, and then you just dumped, man. You just... So look, where you test yesterday, 200-day moving average again, and now we're getting some volatile price action, and it could get worse if the major indices continue to sell off. All right, but that's okay, because this thing could go all the way down to this potential little demand line. You'd think there's a demand line here. Right, where it's like a huge ascending triangle. You know, people can call it a wedge. Yeah, you can call it a wedge too, whatever. Sure. Wedge, triangle. Cool. So if we know we're contained within this insanely large pattern, we know there's a lot of downside potential, or a decent amount. I mean, I guess there was up here, but yeah, clearly I don't, you know, think this was going to be respected. I think it was just all-time highs, and you try to break it. It was like a run up leading up to earnings, and then the dump after. So I would think if in time that you could see possibly $63, that might be an area to take along, because that would just be another higher low than the previous major lows. But as it stands now, you're still kind of making a higher low than this low from January. So there's probably another like that, and you're starting to break that smaller demand line. So yeah, I mean, it does seem possible. $63. HSIC. Yeah, US dollar. It's been killing it. Got REKT today. I mean, not REKT, but huge bearish engulfing candle after making multi-year highs yesterday and throughout the week. You can see, as soon as you made that multi-year high, you then had a big sell-off, and now we're actually closed candle where, below where traders settled up September 2019. So still in this major uptrend. There was like this false breakout of the channel to form a wedge, and there was divergence, and then it broke out, back tested, and then went. Right, so that's an interesting candle. Figured it would be good for anything that is paired to it, like Bitcoin and the US dollar. Bitcoin hasn't really done much. Still just crapping around inside the consolidation pattern, 97.10. Could be a bear flag, could be a Bart Simpson, whatever. I got 12 minutes. Just running out the clock. Okay. I guess we can look at like Tezos or something. That is still just at insane levels, but I do think that maybe some real possible bearish divergence going on the daily RSI. Not so much the MACD, but I mean, maybe it might play out. I mean, at these levels, anything's possible where it very well could have a huge dump. And then again, it could just keep pumping, man. I don't know, but I'm just saying this high to the next high. You can see it, right? Lower levels. But bullish conditions, so maybe not. Still $3 and nearly 50 cents. Wow. EOS, a pretty freaking awesome run. Dumped, hit a support at 420, rallied for a second, then Bitcoin dumped again, and so EOS says, okay, I'm going to dump with you, Bitcoin, because you own me. Okay, so it bearish engulfed and then went down to the next support, the trend reversal support resistance area, in my opinion, at 370, and it bounced off of it, but it's only now back testing the old area that was once resistance as resistance again. It tried to be support and failed. Now resistance. It's not really good price action. It's kind of what Bitcoin's doing with its 9,800 area. So.
Hey bro, if you get time, will you look at Roost 4 hours?
Sure. Thanks to the 420. Oh, clear. I mean, this to me maybe looks like distribution. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I get it. Now you got a higher low here. I know, but huge buying climax, big dump, and then just a lower high, lower low, impulse up, but buyers really failed to make higher highs than even this high. You dumped again, and yes, you're holding on to support, but look now. Look what's happened. You've run up again. You've still only been able to make a lower high. To me, this reminds me kind of one of those like BCN or something that just had its run, and now market participants are quietly trying to offload their position without creating a mega nasty dump. So, I mean, sure, could hold and just run again, absolutely, but it does, in a way, kind of look like distribution. Not much, I mean, I don't know if there's much value here, dude, after that. It's Hedera hash graph. So, I mean, I'm not going to touch it, but, you know. Look at that. Trash. It was like, oh, hey, you're here, and then just kept dumping. So, failed, and then just booms to the upside. I mean, like, that is straight up, you missed it. And now it's like, I just feel like that in time, this could just keep bleeding out and selling out. And then eventually, maybe if it makes like from this low to high, like an 88% retrace or something, maybe be good. I know you're trying to hold some support here. You held once, kind of holding again with the higher lows. But again, if you're making higher lows, where's the higher high? And losing all your negative momentum, so that's good, I guess. So look how, I mean, you haven't seen positive momentum on this since February 13th. Dude, I don't like it. I don't really care for it at all. I mean, I wouldn't touch it, but maybe you will. Maybe you'd like it. I don't see any opportunity here for a long. I don't see enough variables that make me think, oh yeah, it's going to break the upside, dude. For sure, it's a great trade setup. No, it's not, actually. So, I don't know why you put your money in that. I don't even know what that is. Hedera hash graph. Had like, in its entire existence, it had like 2 days of positive price action. Other than that, it's been garbage. But 2 days, make it a king, right? Really? 2 days? You know, this thing started September of 2019. So it's been absolutely garbage. Except for 2 days. Okay, or 1 day maybe. So that's not good. Okay, just run out the clock. 6 minutes. And I'll be out of y'all's hair. Okay? Daily close. Still inside the channel. I mean, the one that we've had, you know, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 on the top, just 1 on the bottom. Just trying to hold on for dear life. I mean, mysteries abound. Definite, like, you know, I guess there's the descending broadening wedge is still visible even on the daily, but this is what's so confusing about it. Where you're in an uptrend, you're bouncing off the 200 moving average, but you know, when you bounce, it's like, I mean, you're just like from this high to low, it's like a 38-50% retrace. So you think that there would be more price action, but it just hasn't come yet. I guess something that's good is, you know, whatever. It could change in the next 3 hours or something, but you're above 9650, which is historical support resistance, and that's where you reversed here. That's what you've held as support before running again. So good that you're above it, but again, it's about the fall through price action, not about, you know, many times, even on the daily, we've broken above critical resistance points, and the next day it just completely gets taken out and engulfs the other way and breaks below all of them. So, okay, enjoy the weekend warrior stuff. Adrian A, if you got in on that pump, yeah, good idea. If you didn't, I mean, why'd you even own it to begin with if you didn't get in on that huge move up? Almost done, chat. 3 minutes. So I guess it's good, you know, if you get a daily close above 9650, it's sure as heck better than the way it was closing yesterday, where you dumped below it and then you back tested as resistance. At least you're getting back above at least one part. I mean, it's like between 9650 and 9950 is just this huge, major historical battleground. So breaking above it and holding above it, very good. Breaking below it and staying below it is very bad. But either way, especially on the weekly. Like the weekly is, you got to stay above 9600. Like if this is good. All right, for traders set it up to close that week back there in 2018. Stay above it with a close, very good. You just really don't want to fall below it, because historically we know what happens when you do get a candle close confirmation below that 9600 area. Almost every single time. I'm talking like over and over and over again, you go straight down to 8500. So if you don't want to see 8500, you better not close below 9600 by Sunday. That's it. 2 minutes. Okay, 2 days until this weekly close. It's like very little price action today. It's like almost like the market's closed. Pretty much been that way. One minute. And then we can say it closed, we made it an hour, and that's it. Still not making a lower low than the previous lows. Still making higher lows for now. 91.50 is the next one. After that's 83.23. I mean, I think falling below either of those is bad. I mean, that would be like if you ever fall below it, it's like, oh, that's your first confirmed lower high, right, of the year of 2020. You haven't really made on the daily a lower high yet, and still the case is a higher low. I think from this low to high is 78% retrace. So wow, just a huge indecision candle with tons of sellers being very aggressive, pushing the price again down to a low point. This past 4 hours to 95.67. There it is, new daily candle. That's it, man. Made it. So thank y'all for coming out today. Really appreciate it. I'll just be back sometime later. I don't even know if I'll stream tomorrow. So, till next time, respect the TA.